Okay, we're going to start with if statements. So for the if statement, in this scenario, we're going to talk about right here where this column says late or on time. So one way you could determine if this is late or on time is putting a logical if statement in here. So let's say, for example, that if something is coming in 2 days late, or 2 weeks late past the start ship date, so 14 days or greater, then it would be considered late. And if it's arriving before then, we would consider it on time. So if we were to type in if and then put in our logical test, so we said that if this is arriving 14 days or less, that would be considered on time. Then we can put a comma in and say if this logical test proves to be true, then we will call this on time. If it is false, we will call it late. And then you can see that it defers to the logic that we put there. Now we could take this a step further and embed if statements within each other. So let's say, for example, that if something is arriving 14 days or less, that'd be considered on time. But we also want to differentiate if something is, so instead of putting in something like late for if it's false, we can put in a new if statement and start the cycle over again. So now let's say if something is arriving less than 21 days within the start ship date, we could say 3 weeks late. And if it's later than that, we could say 4+ weeks late. And you can see by embedding if statements, you're able to get even further into the details of the logic and get a more granular level.